kitchen already. You live here.
I'm going to the kitchen. That's
This is so nice. Are you stressed for making Indian food?
Oh my God, you do it at a taster's. Oh my, you have no idea. This is how my mother kept all of her stuff.
This is so funny. I told my dad I was like bringing over the stuff from the store. He's like, obviously I put them in Taster's Choice.
But
and
this
brought them
literally
over.
was how my mother kept all of this stuff.
That's so
would have
funny.
a thing. What is that?
Did they tell each
I
other?
don't know.
Taster's Choice.
Hi guys, it's Mindy. I'm here in my kitchen. And today we are cooking, but we have a very special guest. Very special. Senator Kamala Harris.
Hi guys.
Wait, so here's what I want to know.
Okay.
Is it respectful to call, like, I should be calling you Senator Harris, right?
No, you should not. That's not on my birth certificate.
Okay.
Call
Kamala?
Yes, please.
Okay, because the Indian in me, I feel like my parents,
Just
my
don't
dad
call
will
me-
watch this.
Just don't call me auntie.
Okay, I won't call you auntie. They'll be like, how could you call her by her first name? She's worked so hard. Okay, so what we're gonna cook today is an Indian recipe.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
you are Indian.
Yes.
Okay, and I don't know that everybody knows that, but I find that wherever I go and I see Indian people at the supermarket, on the street, everyone's like, you know Kamala Harris is Indian, right? It's like the thing we're so excited about to have you running for president.
Yeah.
So we're both Indian,
Yes.
but actually we're both South Indian.
Yes. You look like the entire one half of my family.
Okay, thank you.
You do.
I've been telling people
You
we're
do.
related already,
Yeah.
so this is perfect. It's basically true. And so were you raised eating South Indian food?
South Indian food. Lots of rice and yogurt, potato curry, dal, lots of dal, idli.
Yes, Italy. That's a deep cut. Okay, so what we're cooking today is two things. One of the South Indian staples is dosa, which is kind of like a sourdough crepe. And then we're going to make a potato curry, which is the traditional accompaniment. So I printed out... So
Where did
we're
you get
doing it
this
the
recipe?
old-fashioned way, which is I printed out a recipe from the internet.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, so when I told my dad that I was going to be cooking South Indian food for you, he
Yes.
was extremely excited. He said, "I shall get the spices." But he took them all the Indian spices, and he put them
In the Taster's Choice jars. And this is exactly what my mother would do. So when I walked in and saw this, literally, I didn't know it was actually a thing among our
I
people.
guess it's an Indian thing.
It apparently is a thing.
Okay, cool. So this is all the spices we're going to use, courtesy of my dad.
Okay.
And then dosas take a really long time to make the batter. So what we have is this great company, this Indian company actually, makes ready to make. You can get it at the Indian store. So we're busy. It's dripping.
Okay.
It's
It's dripping. Okay. So South Indians, it's vegetarian. It's all vegetarian. So when we were growing up and we'd go to India, and my grandfather was a little mischievous. So my grandmother, of course, was like strictly no, nothing. If it had a mother, it was not getting eaten. And if my grandmother would go out of town, my grandfather would then, he'd get very mischievous and he'd say, okay, let's have French toast. Because of course that has
an
eggs.
egg. So when I would go and visit my family, obviously no meat. Even the dog would eat rice and yogurt. Yeah, the dog would eat rice and yogurt. And the dog would like the rice and yogurt. Very good Hindu vegetarians. But then I'd get older, cool cousins who would take me out on their motorcycles, and we would all split like a lamb burger.
Right.
Because fast food. But like no beef or anything, obviously. But we would have lamb burger, and then we couldn't tell any of our grandparents about it. That's a fine shop.
Right.
Okay, Senator Harris, I say this with respect. You're kind of a show-off. It's like, meanwhile, it's taken me 20 minutes to do this much of ginger. Okay, what can't she do? You got my vote. So your mom worked, and my mom worked, but my mom also...
Your mother was a doctor.
Well, it's just interesting thing about Indian women of a certain generation is you had to do both. Yeah. Right? Like my mom would wake up at 5 a.m. before she went to the hospital to see patients, and she would cook food for the whole week.
Oh yeah, Mommy did that too.
And so some food that was cooked, dinner food was cooked at 6 a.m. And then she would leave, and then so all of our food was cooked, and we of course didn't understand. We're like, we want to go to McDonald's. But there is this a 4-course Indian meal for us, even if she wasn't there to eat it with us. And it was that kind of a thing that was completely normal when you're the children of professional immigrants.
Listen, this is how it was, because we would often come home from school before our mother would come home from work. And then there was always fresh baked cookies.
No.
Or always.
Oh my gosh.
So all of that stuff, like everything was from scratch. And this is why maybe I've become hopefully not a snob about food.
Someone
but
who can cut up onions like that. Like we're on a
but I
cooking
take it
show.
very seriously.
Yeah. Listen, this is controversial. I put peas and cashews in mine. Yay or
I
nay?
noticed that. That was You know, I mean,
Okay,
it's fine.
all
You could
right.
do,
Your silence was very damning.
Yeah.
I knew what you
no,
wanted
but you
to
know
do.
what? I want to try it. Go
But
on.
we'll do.
Go for it.
No, because I don't want to suffer the consequences of our future president not liking my Indian food. So why don't I just we'll just play it safe?
Okay, put a couple in. Just put a couple in. Can I just tell you something?
Yeah.
I've never made dosas.
Okay, but you're really good about critiquing them. Great. This is going to be great for me. All right, so let's get to the cooking part of it. I always use too much oil. I'm often surprised when I make things from scratch.
Right.
This is why I needed a U.S. Senator to witness me do it.
You are doing such a good job. How old were your parents when they came over?
My parents were, I think, almost maybe late 20s, like 28,
Oh,
29,
really?
30.
Yeah. See, my mother came when she was 19
Wow.
by herself.
No way. Wow.
My grandfather was very progressive, and she wanted to study science.
My mother's father was the same way.
And you know, this is the thing that's really interesting because people have these stereotypes and actually misconceptions about who Indians are. I mean, at least I can speak about my own experience, and you have a similar experience, sounds like, where, you know, my grandfather was very progressive. Like, his daughter wanted to go and do that, and he was like, go ahead.
I think this is done.
I think so, too.
And I think that we can move on to dosa.
Okay.
Here's my pre-made dosa mix that thousands of Indian women around the world are gasping that I'm using. I'm just going to put some oil in the pan.
Okay.
Now, would your family, would they do the thing where they took the paper towel and spread it around, or did they just leave it like this?
Yeah.
I just want to let you know that I'm really stressed about doing this since you're...
Okay, can I just tell you, I'm in awe that this is happening at all in a real kitchen in front of me. Look at how gorgeous that is. You're doing such a great job.
So I think the key to dosa is very simple, which is a lot of oil. So what I do is put a little bit of oil in the holes to make it like crispy.
Oh, that's smart.
My dad kind of always did this. Hi!
This is your father?
This is my dad, Avu.
Hi, Uncle.
Dad, this is Senator Harris.
To meet
How
you.
are you?
Nice to meet
It's
you.
so good to meet you.
Thank you for coming.
My grandparents lived in Bessenecker.
Yeah, actually,
They were in-
my family lives there.
Yes, I would go and take walks on the morning
On the beach,
on the
yeah.
beach with my grandfather.
Yeah.
Dad, do you know that her family keeps spices in Taster's Choice
We
bottles
would
too?
keep the same in Taster's Choice bottle. Why is it that you guys keep these things in Taster's Choice? I never asked, but my mother drank Taster's Choice coffee every morning, so I guess, and we recycle everything, of course.
Wait, Senator Harris, what do you think of
Okay.
this dosa? I think it's done?
That's really good.
I think it's going to be pretty good. There we go.
Wow, I am really impressed.
Okay, so now the components are all ready. And we're just going to take the potato and put it into the dosas.
Yum.
And now we'll fold them over. That was the better way to do it. Yes, wait.
Look at how gorgeous that is.
I'm going to do the same thing on mine. So, masala dosa. Thank you for eating this. I would give this a hard B-. The dosas weren't, I didn't think they were,
But the flavor is very nice.
thank you. I was nervous cooking in front of you.
But you shouldn't be. You're such a good cook.
Okay. Thank you.
Very good.
Maybe when you're in the White House, I can come and cook you a meal. Thank you so much for cooking in my home with me.
I'm so glad to be with you.
I'm so honored and excited to vote for you.
Yeah, you're the best.